Okay. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Garadhara, Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, a few technical problems, but we are with you. We are with you. Do not worry. But could somebody kindly say something?
Dandavat pranam, dear Gurudev.
Oh. Okay, we can hear you. Dandavat pranam to you all. And we were in good time, but somehow or another, Krishna always gives us a little challenge in our lives. So our good time turned into a little bit late. Oh, 9:04.
Whoa.
This is the administrator. We have a word with the administrator for the Zoom. All right, dear devotees, let us not let time pass by. We'll begin as we should. We're on Facebook. We're recording. We'll check with Facebook in a moment. So, Vandanam, short Vandanam, can say together with the microphones off. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha Om Jnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvaje Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right, dear devotees, we're just doing the things with the wires so that we stay connected. And we are here together. We are still in Govinda Farm. We're still alive after extreme service over the last few days, headed by yesterday. And that what aspect of the Supreme Service is it that we're referring to? Honoring Prasadam. My goodness, yesterday, the devotees, a team of devotees, Saraswati Devi Dasi, the head of the team, though she says, no, it's a team effort, but she was the head of the team. And they made, by any standard, it was an incredible feast here.
16 preparations from her, 4 from Taiwan.
16 preparations from her, 4 from Taiwan. And plus birthday, special vegan, non everything, whatever the things that people are allergic to, all of that, cake, very creamy, rich cake, richest cake in the world kind of thing, best cake in the world, offered also to the deities and given by Onindita of Thailand. And it was her birthday. So in India, really, devotees, birthdays just go by. Nobody knows anybody's birthday, but birthdays aren't celebrated. But it is a Western thing that when there's a birthday, normally in the West, they receive presents. But she gave a present, and everyone was very grateful. So anyway, this is part of our grand seva that's been taking place here in Vila Govinda Farm, has been the Prasadam Seva. And who better than Bimal Krishna Prabhu to give some certificate for the Prasadam? And he's here with us. And by the way, Ishtadevika, you should be proud of him. we are all proud of him, so you be proud of him also. And because really wonderful servitor, doing anything and everything in service and always with a smile. And although he's never been to Vila Govinda, I think he's got the Vila Govinda expression of what is Sharanagati. Sharanagati is smile and say yes. Yes, Nadia Sundari, she knows. Smile and say yes. So yesterday was the grand Vyasa Puja festival of Srila Guru Maharaj, and it was grand. And here, just out of circumstance, really there was not a gap between 5 a.m. with the devotees coming and chanting Japa and Gayatri in the rice field, in the Kirtan Shala, out of doors, 5 a.m. until 9 p.m. There was not a gap in the whole day as far as service for everybody here. Everybody was engaged, and there was the Hari Katha, Hari Kirtan, Hari Prasad, lots of sharing, Kirtan, everything, the workshops, the talks, and with the Vyasa Puja of Guru Maharaj, we always want to give some special, of course, attention to who is Guru Maharaj, his gift to the world, his contribution, his standing within the Sampradaya, the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And I expect most of you have seen some of the clips, the talks, etc. And not only here, of course, but all over the world, the devotees who understand who is Guru Maharaj, the devotees who coming under the banner of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, then they will be chanting his glories, remembering, some devotees will be remembering their pastimes with him, their coming to him, their impressions, etc. And all of us are remembering our more than gratitude, the life giver of devotional life. I mean, very much the life giver for the whole world, and for all of us who've come under that umbrella of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev. Then, of course, Srila Guru Maharaj is the very substance of that umbrella, coming to found Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat as the home of pure devotion. And so yesterday, everywhere, and with yourselves also, you'll have all been reading, hearing, doing some extra things in remembrance and in reminding ourselves of the greatness of Srila Guru Maharaj, his magnanimity, his depth, his tolerance, and everything about him. And then today is our Remembrance Day of Hapanya. And on the day after Vyasa Puja, then very often devotees will go to Hapanya, which is Guru Maharaj's birthplace, the place where he was born, and in Hapanya have a second Vyasa Puja festival, basically, because it's his place of appearance, and we are all very limited. We can only be in one place at one time. But we like to be in Hapanya, his birthplace, for his birthday, as it were, appearance place and appearance day. And so devotees often go the next day, and there'll be a kind of a mirror festival or a echo festival, an echo festival of what took place in Navadip Chaitanya Saraswat Mat will take place in Hapanya. But the Hapanya temple is much smaller. I mean, it's sweet. It's a sweet, sweet temple. But you try to get 500 or 600 people in, and you have a crowd, and you have a lot of noise because not everyone can get in. But I can maybe just share a little bit about Hapanya. And first of all, by saying that when Mahaprabhu, when he went to the appearance place of Ishvara Puri, his spiritual master, then he is going there, taking the dust from the ground, putting it on his head, taking it with him, and saying, this is the best place, the appearance place of Ishvara Puri, my spiritual master. most worshipable, most purifying, all of these things. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing the ideal of a devotee. He's showing devotion. He's showing Vaishnava etiquette, but the substance, he's showing what is substantial in devotional service. And he is giving this example, that coming to the appearance place of the Divine Master, coming to the appearance place of he who's carrying the current of Madhavendra Puri, Lord Brahma, and the whole parampara, then that is super joyful, and in ecstatic love he's dancing and chanting, etc., and taking the dust of that place. So the place of Guru Maharaj's appearance, Hapanya, Shripat Hapanya, the village, very countryside village in Bengal, about 25 kilometers from Navadip, means from Chaitanya Saraswat Math, about 25 kilometers, and used to be a very bad road to go there. And the last part was not really a road, it was, a track, the tracks that go to the village and go to the rice fields and things like that. And so going by vehicle also wasn't easy. In a sense, walking was even easier, but it is 25 kilometers. And anyhow, and also you can go by train, and even I've been by steam train. Those of you who've seen black and white movies, they have steam trains, you stick coal inside it, you know what a steam train is. Anyway, the steam trains used to run along that line from Bamanpara to, not Bamanpara, from Bandel to Katwa. They didn't go into Calcutta in our time, because Calcutta is smoke-free, ho, ho, ho. Anyhow, this actual steam trains didn't go in, but on the branch line, which means from a place called Bandel to Katwa, they used to run. And so I've been by train with devotees also, going from Navadip to the nearest railway station, which is still, you come down from the train, and then you have to walk across, through the rice fields, not through the rice, in the rice fields, but the tracks that go between the fields and those raised like little walls, so when they put the water into the fields, the water stays in one field and can flow to another field. So you still have to walk across the rice fields and then cross the road. So it's still probably 3 kilometers is my guess, from the railway station to the village of Hapanya. But beautiful walk in the countryside. Bengal is very green. That's its nature, is very green. And this time of year is very green. The rainy season is finished. The rice will be growing, and all of nature got wet. And wet is happy for nature because it grows nicely. And then we come to the Hapanya village. And so Hapanya village is the birthplace of Guru Maharaj. And it is not just another village. We can look on Google Earth, we can look on here, look at the village. But as with everything, what is behind what we see, what is the relevance of the place, then all of this is being shown bit by Srila, especially by Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj. And he also is saying that he is understanding by seeing Guru Maharaj's godbrothers and others and their attitude, their way of approaching Hapanya, their way of approaching Guru Maharaj also. Gurudev told that, he said, we are living with Guru Maharaj, and so we know Guru Maharaj like in a familiar way. But when Guru Maharaj is exalted, godbrothers would come to him with such honor, with such alertness to hear from Guru Maharaj, and coming with that respect, knowing that he is the carrier of the current of Srila Saraswati Thakur. He knows the heart and message of Srila Saraswati Thakur. And knowing that, and seeing that rather, Srila Gurudev, seeing that, then he said, then we are reminded who is Guru Maharaj, that he's not just our Guru, he's the Guru. And so similarly, when the godbrothers of Guru Maharaj would go to Hapanya, then they will give so many news reports, their vision, their understanding. And again, similarly, Srila Gurudev saying that they are going to Hapanya, they are expressing these things. And then it is reminding me, it's Gurudev saying, in other words, reminding us of the very special nature of Guru Maharaj, who is so special, and his appearance place, which is so special. So in Hapanya, it is a small village, it is very rustic until today, and it's one of the places where I've seen the building of a house. And seeing that building means that I used to go there different times because we had service to go for various reasons, taking Gurudev, taking funds, to doing various things. And so over the course of maybe 3 months, just near our temple, from just a field, grew a house, and made by mud and bamboo, a mud house, owned by the person, not by a bank, and all these things. I mean, quite a different world than we live in the West. But so, I mean, still that kind of a village where you can make your own house, and layer by layer of mud, they put a layer, it dries, a layer, it dries, a layer, it dries. And before you know it, you got a house. Then you put a roof on with some bamboo and the thatching. You can do that. Rupanuga Prabhu can do it. He'll give us a workshop on how to build a mud house. Now look, while we're talking, so many people have come behind me. Paramanand Prabhu also. I can say I'm seeing them as I'm seeing you, but on this Keshavananda Prabhu, Enakshi. Who's that little squeak? Oh, Enakshi. Okay. Anyway, so today is the remembrance of basically the Vyasa Puja of Guru Maharaj again, but in Hapanya. And every year is different years, different things. But Hapanya is also the first time I saw like a concrete square. How would you call it? Oblong concrete of maybe 2 meters by 1.5 meters, and depth of 75 centimeters probably, and they're filling it up from early morning, filling that like concrete container, whatever we may say, like a small swimming pool, we can say, filling the trough, filling it up with the dal. And so they are cooking from early in the morning, and they got lots of people they're going to feed. I mean, hundreds, and quite possibly over 1,000 people. So if ever anybody at home, any of you at home have cooked for 1,000 people, and when you're going to cook rice, dal, and sabji, that's the staple diet. I mean, really, that's what the Bengalis appreciate. And even if you cook something different, they may not think, oh, it's a real festival. No, we need rice dal family and rice dal sabji. So from early morning, they're filling that like concrete bathtub or something, swimming pool. Yeah, it is practically a swimming pool. But this is in Hapanya. And later we saw bigger than this, I mean, quite a lot bigger than this, in Hapanya, in Bamunpara, Srila Gurudev's birthplace. But that place had not manifest. At this time, there was no temple. I mean, as it were, our temple and our prasad distribution facility, everything there. So I'm thinking of Hapanya. We're thinking of Hapanya today. And the first time I ever saw like a big concrete trough, maybe, yes, being filled up with dal. And then similarly, these big containers being filled up with rice by cooking, putting it in, cooking, putting it in, cooking, putting it in, getting ready for the prasadam distribution. And as I mentioned, if you try to put 600 or 1,000 people into the temple in Hapanya, I mean, even in India, you can't get everyone into the temple. We sometimes joke that, you know, no Indian bus is ever full. You can always get more people on an Indian bus. And no Indian gathering in a room is ever full. You can always get more people in because it seems like that. It's completely packed. Everyone's sitting like this, all squat, and still like a family comes, and somehow they come in and sit down, and then another family comes. But in Hapanya, really, it's a little small for a lot of people, but it's super sweet. So hence, there are a lot of people around the temple. And of course, you might have noticed that human beings don't generally keep quiet when they're side by side. So it's usually very chatty and noisy outside the temple. But we are there, and devotees, as you know, in various festivals, the devotees take turns to give some glorification, some description, something about Guru Maharaj, something about the mission, something about devotees, something about the Dham. They're each showing the gem of Krishna consciousness, the gem of our gurus, in a different way. By, you know, if you hold a big diamond, take one out from, you know, the jewelry chest at home, take a big diamond and turn it around in the light, and you can describe that diamond and see that diamond in different ways. And so devotees would be giving Hari Katha, and even with a loudspeaker, so that their Hari Katha, they have the microphone, tap, tap, tap the microphone, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, this kind of microphone. And so they have loudspeakers, but still with the loudspeakers, it's difficult to compete against the other sounds of enthusiastic persons who are very eager to honor prasadam, because they know that after all of this talking and the arati, that there will be prasadam. So anyhow, Hapanya, but still the program goes on, and Srila Gurudev unfazed. Gurudev standing there giving a talk, and really the only ones who really giving attention to him are the devotee section who've come from Navadip and who are trying to be as nearby as possible, and they're glued to what he's saying, trying to hear over the other sounds. But Gurudev unfazed that all this noise is going on around. And some of the devotees try to quieten the people down, but it's not possible. And so anyway, but what Gurudev thinks, we don't, sort of really ask Gurudev, how did you tolerate all that? But we can see how happy he is that so many people are coming, and he is seeing that they're coming in honor of Guru Maharaj. They're village people, they're coming from around the villages, and the festival is in honor of Guru Maharaj, who was born there, their village boy, who's become the great Guru of the distribution of divine love. And so whether they know it or not, they're coming to participate in that festival. And Gurudev liked crowds, in the sense of liked crowds in honor of a festival. And during a festival, we know there's Hari Katha, and so various sannyasis and senior devotees, they will speak. But at the end of practically every festival, Gurudev measures the success of the festival by how many people took prasadam and how satisfied were they satisfied, like this. And so you may have all sorts of Harikatha, wonderful things being spoken, and maybe, like in this case, only a few people can really hear and are really giving attention. but that there are so many people coming to give honor for that day and to honor Prasadam, Gurudev was pleased. And so this is one service. One service is distributing Prasadam at an appropriate time, appropriate place, everything appropriate. And especially when anything connected with Guru Maharaj, then in glorification of Guru Maharaj, then Gurudev, very joyful, and it's a special kind of joy that he's doing something in honor of Guru Maharaj, and people are coming, and people are hearing something, they're getting prasadam. And this way, the festival is taking place. So it's that kind of a day today, year by year, in my memory. And I've been to quite a lot of festivals in Hapanya over the years, and this festival day is generally one of those noisy but active, joyful, little crazy days where really you get full-fledged village Indian enthusiasm in a Vaishnava festival in honor of the devotees. So this is just a little introduction. And has anyone here been to a festival in Hapanya? Oh, here's Keshwanath. Yes, you see, because I'm looking at the screen and I'm seeing behind only as a little thumbnail. So let us first, Keshwanath, can we ask you?
Well, my memory is very limited on that.
Okay, but there is a microphone. Yeah,
Right here.
you got hold of it.
I can't.
Oh, he's got
I'd
it.
like to
Yeah.
say that I remember so many things, but I don't.
So do clip it on, Prabhu, then it'll be
Yes.
constant.
I
Yeah.
don't remember so many things.
Okay, I can ask you, Keshwanath,
Yes.
how did you go to Hapanya?
On the bus.
In a bus
Yes.
or on a bus?
I think it could have been in, could have been on. I remember being on a bus. Where would I have been going on a bus? It could have been to Hapanya. You had to be very careful not to bounce off the bus, and you had to duck your head very quickly if there was a wire or a
Yep.
tree or something like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
But still, it was on top of the bus, on the roof of the bus. But still, it was preferable for me at that age anyway, being on the bus instead of crammed into the bus. But they're all, and the road, well, they think they called it a road, not so, but so sweet actually. The clay, there's reddish. I remember reddish color, but just
This color, that's how
Yeah.
everyone turns saffron.
yeah, this beautiful sacred earth of the Dham. And so these memories are very sweet, and things that always change. I don't know now, but the road probably better now than it was, even 10 or 20 years ago. But the village, we were fortunate enough with Paramananda Prabhu and other devotees to go to Hapanya and Bamampara. Was it 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, relatively recently, and go to that house where Guru Maharaj appeared and walk around the beautiful Kund there and little parikrama in this sweet water, this town of sweet coconuts and not really changed so much. I mean, now there is electricity sometimes and other things, but mostly not really changed in how long? Hundreds of years, perhaps thousands. There's rice fields, there's vegetable plots, there's cows and bulls and dogs and nice monkeys who are not always little naughty monkeys, but not gangster monkeys that we see in the towns, because they are forced into that. Their habitat is gone and they move into the town and they have to steal to survive, and they do very, very effectively. But not like that so much in the villages. There, the monkeys are also more peaceful, naughty still sometimes, but peaceful. And so yes, been in Hapanya maybe a few times, but perhaps only one big feast there one time, and Bamanpara also. And very wonderful. And now we're here very wonderfully, and with all the devote. I mean, no doubt we are fortunate to be at the festival, and I know that you will be sitting there in your various places thinking, oh, I want to come. That's natural. We can't say that's not true. But at the same time, this is not a geographical thing. And that glorious Sankirtan, Mahaprabhu Sankirtan coming through Srila Saraswati Thakur and Guru Maharaj and good. That is resonate. This is for everyone, and it's resonating in the hearts of all the sincere and aspiring followers of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. And this is the truth. Really, this, we hear about the arati of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev purifying the whole world, Bhuvana Mangala. And this festival also like that. But we're only trying to do that. We're trying to offer whatever we can that we have by their grace at the lotus feet of our masters, and to sing their glories. So we're all included in that, wherever we may be, and that heart nourishment will come to everyone, wherever they may be, because we have been mercifully accepted into the service group and the service family of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj, and it transcends time and space and all those things. It's of another category altogether, which is beautiful and sweet and wonderful, and is the very basis of reality, actually. So we have to stress that though you may not be here physically this year, you are by just bowing in the direction of Hapanya Dham, then you are automatically, in a full participants of this great Sankirtan. And then time goes very quickly, and sometimes we're all together, sometimes we're apart physically, and then again we will come. Eternally, we want to be in this family, and to have the opportunity to try to please Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, and have them say, yes, she is a very good girl. Yes, she is a good boy. That's what we want. So we're getting so much encouragement from each other. And by Maharaj's grace, also the Zooms are continuing. It doesn't matter whether he's at an airport or in a car or, wherever it may be. If at all possible, Maharaj is a conduit. He's very eager to keep those lines of communication open, because we know it's nourishment for us all, actually, and very practical. So we're feeling the wealth of Hapanya here. We're feeling the wealth of Navadip here. We're feeling the wealth of Bamanpara, all the holy places. Actually, we're feeling absolutely that they are happy with the service of the devotees here. We feel that. I mean, I cannot say on those matters, but we can feel happy that to be in such wonderful association. So Paramananda Prabhu is here. Maybe you have some recollections, perhaps of a Hapanyadam or Bamanpada, or
certainly have recollections of being in the bus.
Oh, you were in the bus.
Oh, very nice. And since it was
Luxury bus.
yes, very same. Since it was a festival time, so there's lots of devotees and a little bit haphazard situation. So we're going. Yes, Ragamar. Here we go. Yes, sorry, excuse me. That's the proper. Yeah, I mean, always wonderful just to go and visit all the places in Hapani, and hearing, we were just sit there, have a kirtan, a hearing from the Vaishnavas, our senior section of the devotees, some nourishing words and prasadam, no doubt about it. And the road is very memorable. And Keshwanath Prabhu mentioned that. If, well, it's a path. It was a path then, not exactly a road, but suitable enough. And as Keshwanath, I mean, it's already Madhusudan Maharaj, Keshwanath Prabhu already described the beauty of the festival, the monkeys. But he was mentioning, in the defense of the Vrindavan monkeys, I have to say, one of the devotees found this old book published in 1845 and written earlier than 1845, obviously, about one English gentleman in the service to Her Majesty, visiting different places in India. He is elaborately describing Vrindavan. And with lots of respect for Krishna, he's surprised how much faith he observed over there. But then he's saying that, but the monkeys are rather insolent towards the officers of Her Majesty. And then,
Right.
he said, wherever we go, they're trying to attack us. They're stealing our things and behaving, rather insolent. And he's quoting an episode where two Her Majesty's soldiers were chased by the monkeys to the Keshi Ghat, and then they fell into Jamuna and drowned. I mean, how fortunate they were. So anyhow, so I think they were already like that, the gangster monkeys. So, 200 years ago, it's already happened. Even though there was plenty of habitat then. Really. Like in early 1990s, and Maharaj was probably there in 1980s, Vrindavan was still a village-like place, a small town, literally a small town, very little development, lots of sandy roads. Actually, the Parikrama road was just pure, beautiful, soft sand. So yes, the monkeys. See, I can tell you this much. And yesterday we observed the festival of Srila Guru Maharaj's appearance, which was absolutely wonderful. And as we were preparing to glorify Guru Maharaj and do the Aratik for Srila Guru Maharaj, suddenly, and we have to observe these indications from the environment, and the environment is certainly reciprocating. There was this strong wind that started coming suddenly, and really it's very uncommon for this period of time. And we can see now it's all calm. A little drizzle here and there, but it's all calm. But suddenly very strong wind started coming. And as soon as we started singing, like that very syllable, strong rain started pouring down. It was extremely auspicious. And I mean, the Maharaj, he was there, no doubt about it. He would have said that this is the Dev Shnan, or Dev Drishti, coming from the demigods who were assembled to participate and glorify Srila Guru Maharaj. I have no doubt about it. It was very uncommon, and also observing the mood of the devotees, mood of Srila Madhusudan Maharaj, who was so close to Srila Guru Maharaj. I have to say, out of so many devotees we know, including very senior Vaishnavas who are charged with important duties at the moment, he was the only person who spent a lot of time by the side of Srila Guru Maharaj in his later years, and throughout the whole of Srila Govinda Maharaj's acharyaship of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math, being his secretary, right hand, trusted person, treasury department, and so many other things. So really, there's only one person like that I can think of. And to accredit some other Vaishnavas, senior Vaishnavas, when they were asked about Navadvip, they would always defer to Madhusudan Maharaj. So if you want to know, you ask him. We don't know. We would come, we listen to Guru Maharaj, and then we will leave and we do the preaching somewhere outside of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math. But really, he's the original source of that.
Hare Krishna.
So yes, so it was absolutely wonderful and amazing feast. And really, the feast was absolutely, I don't know what you call it. It's not exactly mind-blowing, but everything, the whole body was blown by that feast. And headed by a team of cooks, headed by Saraswati Didi, and so many devotees happily participated in preparation of the feast. And that also tells a lot, because they're so eager to serve to the Vaishnavas, because they know that will satisfy Govinda Maharaj, and Govinda Maharaj satisfy, automatically Guru Maharaj is satisfied. And Guru Maharaj he was saying that there is no small services. We have to aspire for the least, we can say, so-called, least important, least voluminous service. And that should be our aspiration. There we will find our shelter. But with full eagerness, with the complete dedication, we shall accept that charge in the smallest service there is in that department. And happily we will proceed. We're not going to aspire for any position anywhere. So that is Guru Maharaj's mood, and that was wonderful to observe. And also the team who decorated the Kirtan Shala, beautifully decorated. And in the beginning, devotees were asking, "Oh, can we buy this plastic thing and that plastic thing?" I said, "No, look around you." And it wasn't, and Maharaj can correct me, it wasn't the mood of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math, because in the mat they were using leaves, banana trees sometime. It was all organic most of the time, Maharaj, is it?
It was all organic. We never bought a plastic flower.
There you go. So an environment is very Navadvip-like.
I don't know, we had plastic flowers.
And also it can benefit so many living beings. All those trees, they got some Agyata Sukriti. And maybe not Agyata Sukriti, maybe they're very happy to give. We do not know. Govinda Maharaj knew the heart of the trees and plants, but for me it's a little bit difficult, but we can see. They're happily giving, they're very lush, lots of leaves, flowers. So everything was beautifully arranged. Headed by Gunali Didi from St. Petersburg, and Shyama, Krishnamoi, the Russian-speaking team. They were the core of the decorating team, and of course all the participants.
And the Chinese?
And the Chinese, yes. Yudhamani Prabhu's Sangha. The Chinese, Tulsi and Kishori, who are living here in Phuket, they happily participate and participating in everything. Very simple-hearted. Yeah, so it's a wonderful festival. And as this festival is nearing its completion in 2 days, day after tomorrow, it's officially finished. We're starting another festival, and we call it Living with the Sadhu. And that will continue till the November 24th, and we're sending out the public invitations.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the sadhu?
We know one. We know about you, but
Hare
we know, certainly we know one sadhu. So we'll be happily in the company of Srila Madhusudan Maharaj and those devotees who are staying for longer. And we're expecting some public coming and visiting here. And yes, we're going to have 2 yoga retreats, by the way, in November, in the mid of November. And devotees are planning, those devotees who couldn't make it for these particular dates of the festival, they're also coming in November.
For every day a festival in Sri Chaitanya Saraswata Math for those who participate.
And now also some are coming, means the Hungarian devotees are coming through.
Right.
What's the date? 16, they're coming 20th onwards. 10 devotees, Hungary.
Wow.
Hare Krishna. And in 1 week's time, I don't have the exact date in front of me, but it's 1 week generally after Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja is Govardhan Puja. And so devotees, not necessarily everybody must go from Navadvip to Govardhan, but often it's the one time, for some it's the one time in their lives they come to Navadvip for Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, and then take that opportunity also to come from Navadvip and to give their obeisances and render some service in Vrindavan and Govardhan. And so after Srila Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, then quite often there will be a group of devotees with somebody leading them, not just like randomly devotees. Okay, we're going to go to Govardhan and Vrindavan for sightseeing, but they'll go in a bit of an organized pilgrimage group, and they'll go over to Govardhan and Vrindavan specifically for the Govardhan Puja, which is 1 week after Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. So that will be coming up next week. And that is also something, I mean, we need to keep an eye on the Vaishnava calendar. this is also something which we should try to do something extra for, do a little extra on these days, and especially in remembrance of the related pastimes. And Govardhan Hill has a very special place, we see, for Gurudev, for Guru Maharaj, for Srila Prabhupada, all of our immediate guardians, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our immediate guardian too. They all are closely related to Govardhan Hill, and Gurudev's very beautiful kind of expression when talking about Govardhan, that we are taking that affectionate shade, the affectionate shade of Giriraj Govardhan. So Govardhan Puja is coming up. And about the monkeys in Vrindavan, then I just add a little sub-note that Seva Kunj, which is where our temple, where Gurudev and Guru Maharaj's temple is, in the very center of Vrindavan, that Seva Kunj is a place of some of the highest pastimes of Krishna and his associates. And so sometimes we also think Krishna has been known to be a little naughty, and he would, in his young age, steal butter and various things and do mischievous things. And sometimes we think that these monkeys in Seva Kunj, they are coming in a line who were taught by Krishna, perhaps, of how to be mischievous. And so, anyway, it is just our sentimental thought. But monkeys do learn from their parents. And, humans are not quite the same. Not this generation. But monkeys learn from their parents. So they have a kind of a parampara system, because it's not everywhere in Vrindavan that the monkeys do what they do in Seva Kunj. And in Seva Kunj, they are particularly naughty. It is, and it's known all over Vrindavan. And sometimes we are doing parikrama. We are somewhere, quite a distance away from where we are, and we meet people. People talk to you in India. I mean, really, get on a train, people are going to talk to you. You go on parikrama, people are going to talk to you, which is very personal. People are persons, yes. Anyhow, and then people ask, where do you come from, and which mat and everything. And very often when we say we're from Seva Kunj, the first thing they say, oh, the monkeys. It's so crazy there. So it's not just anywhere in Vrindavan that you're going to face some particular challenges from the monkeys, but in Seva Kunj. So anyway, this is just something sweetly the devotees sort of say when we are in the temple, because how is it that only, particularly in that area, they are so mischievous and clever? They very cleverly do things. And so much so that, if you wear spectacles, then, when you take off spectacles, you generally, with two hands, you take them off and take it like that. The monkeys can take your spectacles off with one hand without you even noticing, practically. I mean, very expert. They don't take off your ears with the spectacles. They've got it all down to a fine art. So they learn this as the parampara, we think, from Krishna's naughtiness. Hare Krishna. And today, the Hapanya festival, and actually Keshavananda reminding us of Hapanya. Hapanya means sweet waters. And in two ways, and there are two everywhere. There must be more than one version of how is the name Sweet Waters, but generally associated with the coconuts. For some reason, the green coconut on the tree, they cut the top off, and then inside you drink the coconut water. For some reason, those coconuts are very sweet. Really, they're very sweet. And I'm sure for most people, if you were to blindfold them and put them a Hapanya coconut and another coconut, they'll choose the Hapanya coconut. They'll pass the test. I mean, it's noticeably sweet. But even somebody like me with dull senses, I'd say, whoa, these are sweet coconuts. So in one way, it's understood the sweetness of the coconuts. But there is a well there at our temple. Just behind the temple, there's a well, a hand pump well, where you pump with the metal pump. Every house has one, right? You all have one in the back garden. Okay, so anyway, the hand pump, that water, the water from the ground is very sweet. And some say it's the water is sweet, some say it's the coconuts are sweet, but both are sweet. And this is part of our memory of being in Hapanya. And also, Keshav mentioning about the kund, along with the property, means of the temple and very cleverly made a temple and Nat Mandir and accommodation and the kitchen in a tiny space. And then came another 2 stories, ground floor and upstairs, downstairs for more accommodation for the brahmacharis, those who live there, brahmachari sannyasis, but upstairs, prashadam hall, and then the roof, prashadam area too. This all has manifested there in that exact compound of where Srila Guru Maharaj appeared. And by the way, Guru Maharaj's appearance place is the exact place where the deities are. And Guru Maharaj located that when he agreed, due to the affectionate invitation of Srila Gurudev, who enrolled the assistance of Guru Maharaj's affectionate senior godbrothers, that we'll all ask Guru Maharaj, please, you once come to your birthplace. And then Guru Maharaj agreed, and when he went there, they stayed there and had a 3 or 4 day festival. It wasn't just coming and going straight back. They stayed there for a little time. I'm not exactly sure the duration. But during that time, when some programs were held there, then Gurudev specifically wanted to know the exact place. Only Guru Maharaj can say the precise place he was born. And that place identified, that exact place is where the deities of Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Radha Gopinath are installed. And very special, beautiful temple. And that's the temple, Nat Mandir, some accommodation, the kitchen, the place for all the dal, that big concrete container. But then Guru Maharaj, Srila Guru Maharaj, he told to Srila Gurudev that before installing the deities, first of all, you make arrangement for the worship of deities of Navadip Chaitanya Saraswati Maharaj in picture form, and have that running regularly, and make arrangement for the permanent service of the Lord at Hapanya. And then the deities themselves, they will manifest and come. But first, the consistent puja will take place, and there will be arrangement for their permanent seva. And Gurudev explained that by this, Guru Maharaj means that we'll get some land, so that there'll always be rice, or there'll be food coming from that land. There'll be bhoga for offering to the Lord. So this is Guru Maharaj. The deities will be, carefully installed with all consideration, properly invited, and that their arrangement for their nourishment will already be in place. And this way, Gurudev, he acquired some extra land. He purchased some rice fields and arranged that cultivation, but also at that time came to him just nearby our temple, but you have to go out, walk a little bit, and then along a short lane, but it's very near. As the bird would fly, it's probably only about 30 meters, but you do have to go a little bit around. And there is rice fields and vegetable fields, Gurudev growing rice and vegetables there. And just beside that, there is a kund. And in Bengal, a kund is sometimes called sarovar. And in Govardhan also, means in the west side. So in India, sometimes a kund, a small lake, is called a sarovar. And this small lake is called Shanti Sarovar. And really, it's a beautiful place. Geographically, eye beauty, ear beauty, smell beauty, everything is beautiful about Shanti Sarovar, and the name Shanti Sarovar. is just so appropriate and sweet. And it has palm trees sort of leaning over, tall palm trees leaning over and reflecting in the waters of the Kund there. And you can do parikrama all around that Kund. And by Gurudev's grace, I've been with Gurudev because just, they've got the trees lining the Kund and some bushes, various things, but then there's some extra land which is also used for cultivation. Food comes from land. Not good to cover all land with concrete, but anyway, you see everything, Gurudev using everything carefully and using every piece of land carefully. So Gurudev's always looking to see how things are going, how the seva is going. And the seva to the deities includes cultivation of the land. And so we'd walk around the Kund and with Gurudev, and he's looking at everything, always scrutinizing everything. And if we have to go somewhere, by the way, like to Hapanya or to Bamanpara or to other place of our temples, and if we need to go for some service, when we come back, Gurudev would ask us, it's not just, okay, we need to deliver some funds to a temple, for instance. That maybe, why do you have to go to Hapanya? Because we need to deliver some funds for them, for their running, etc. But Gurudev will expect when we come back, he's going to ask, about the cultivation, the land, the trees. He always would ask about the trees. And this tree, that tree, this, and he's very personal to people who are persons, but very personal to trees who are also persons, but in tree bodies. And he was very caring about everything. So reminded today that Hapanya is not only the temple, the deities, the place, but actually it's got Shanti Sarovar, that land, the land beside it, and then Gurudev's school, Guru Maharaj's, Srila Sridhar Maharaj's school, where he went to school, a little distance away. But we've been on Harinam Sankirtan, Parikrama, going to some places of Srila Guru Maharaj's pastimes and doing Parikrama of Hapanya village. With Harinam Sankirtan, going to Ammar Babu's house, Guru Maharaj's younger brother's house, and many times with Gurudev going there, and their classic hospitality, the hospitality looking after guests, invited or not. We might just turn up and then there we are. And then, oh, Govinda Maharaj, and then taken in very beautifully. Hare Krishna. So anyway, so generally today, the day after Guru Maharaj's actual Vyasa Puja day, we go for a second Vyasa Puja day in Hapanya. And so to remember the birthplace is very important, as we mentioned a little earlier, as Mahaprabhu showed. And interestingly, when Keshavananda was speaking just now, and then we're talking about Hapanya, and then Keshavananda said, and it really doesn't matter if you're not here, you're still here by your thinking, your presence, by heart. And I'm feeling Keshavananda saying, here in Hapanya, because it felt like we were in Hapanya when he was speaking. And so, we felt like, oh, we are in Hapanya. Yes, we're in Hapanya. And very, very sweet. Hare Krishna.
It's a tradition.
Huh?
My wife has her hand.
Oh,
Well spotted.
you're not. This is not Paramananda Prabhu. You see, I'm seeing you all. You can see them better than I can. You'll have to tell me who's sitting behind me. Have they got an axe in their hand? Hare Krishna.
Flower offering.
Flower. Oh yes, my flower offering. This came from little Aruna.
Oh,
How old? 4 years old or something. Very young Aruna here, little girl. Ah, yes, little girl. She's here. She came very sweetly offered this flower, and then we're remembering Krishna, remembering Gurudev. Gurudev would accept things. But how beautiful! Look at the flower. And then, okay, I can put it again. See if you can sniff it. It's rich. It's absolutely rich with flavor, natural flower. Yeah, you can sniff. There you are. Okay. Sevarupa sniffed, but Nadia Sundari, no, she closed her nose, I thought.
And Aruna
And
Devon, Mara,
oh, she,
so
Aruna's,
better not call her four. She'll be very.
oh, okay, she's a very grown-up 7, all right. Yes, and Priya Sundari and Rasikaranda, they sniffed also, Gangalila sniffed, so very happy. And Priya Sundari, very good to have you with us. Actually, we miss 1 or 2, every year. Some devotees are here who were not here last year. Some are not here who were here the year before. And definitely we miss Priya Sundari Devi Rasi here. She was very much part of arranging and the participation. Very much we feel part of Govinda Farm here too. So you are present, each of you are present, and we have faith. Dana is also present by heart. It's okay, Dana, we know you can't be present just now, but one day, I also have some faith that we will have your association. All the devotees will be happy for that. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Did we start at 9 or 9:30?
9.
Oh, okay.
9:04.
I thought I better check. Okay, oh yes.
Happy now.
Okay, we have another program starting now, and here come the leaders of the program. We're having the 3rd in a series of 3 Mridanga lessons by Abhinava Sundar Prabhu. And those, huh? Istadevika, oh, you have your hand up. Oh, excuse me. And okay, we'll continue while they set up, and then maybe if you want to learn the Mridanga, but you probably need lesson 1 and lesson 2 before you'll be able to manage lesson 3. And devotees have been practicing. And one very good thing Abhinava showed, Abhinava Sundar, oh, I think it's a microphone. Okay. One very good thing Abhinava Sundar showed was how to practice the Mridanga without making any sound. And that is you're doing on your knees. So you're practicing on your knees and you're still getting like the right location of your hands, and they can practice. So this is coming up right now, and we better make place there. But Istadevika, please do ask or contribute something. We'll be happy to hear.
I'll simplify and save most of it, but I just wanted to thank Indulekha for her beautiful seva of posting all of these videos. Thank you, Indulekha, for the timing.
Here
I've
she is.
been able to, watch the lives when I can, when the timing works, and catch up on the rest. And I do really feel like I'm there with you all as much as I can be from here. So thank you for that. And then Nadia Leela, when you were holding the flower up, she said, I really did just smell something amazing. And
Yes.
briefly about her 2 nights ago, just a really sweet, hopeful moment. We were getting into bed and she has this little like magic key from the Tooth Fairy. And she said, I think this is the most special thing I have. Actually, Krishna is the most special thing. He is the best thing. And then she said, some people might not believe in Krishna. And I said, yeah, not everybody knows about Krishna. And she said, yeah, but even some people who do know might not believe in him because he's magical. But we know he's real, Mom, she said. So anyway, that was a very sweet moment that we had a couple nights ago. And
Yeah, very sweet.
he was smelling the flowers. So Dandavats to you all.
Dandavat, and I join you in your appreciation of those who are making it possible for us to attend a program when we're not able to attend. You are in a different place. But sometimes I can't attend a program, but I want to because we have other things. I mean, things are happening parallel. And so even though we're here, I'm also then coming back and listening to what I missed. And so it is not only for around the world, it is we're right here, but still we are seeing some of them in the recorded version. Because we can't be in 2 places at the same time, which is where we began today's Zoom by saying we can't be in Hapanya and in Navadip on Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja Day. So Navadip Chaitanya Saraswat Mat on his actual Vyasa Puja Day, then the next day generally. we'd have a Vyasa Puja Day again, but in Hapanya Dham. So we can't be in two places at the same time. So sometimes even when we're here, we are listening to the recorded version and trying to catch up. But I have to catch up with my Mridanga practices, and that you can't do just by listening on the headphones. You have to practice. So Madhusudan will have to tell Mahananda, practice. All right, dear devotees, we're going to make way for the next program here. And so wonderful to be with you all, wonderful to share with you, and the devotees here very patiently and happily sharing and participating in all programs running through. And while we're speaking, others are doing other things, and there's a kids program running, and all things nicely organized, and appreciation to everybody there, everybody here on the screen, I mean, everybody at home. Oh, I didn't see Facebook this time. Those of you on Facebook, on Zoom, in the recorded version, and all of you, just our great appreciation and obeisances. Jai Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rock Sri Radha Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Vishwarenya Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. Shri Kartik month ki Jai. Srila Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja ki Jai. Shri Hapanya Dham Utsav Festival ki Jai. And Hapanya Shri Guru Gauranga Radha Gopinath Ju ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Jai Shri Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai.
Yeah, and there is a chat in the chat box. Oh, Dandavat Basil. Basil, please excuse. Yes, Dandavat Basil. And by the way, beautiful thumbnail of the like Rajasthani style art of Krishna Leela. Balarama and Krishna, perhaps, is it? Little small. Okay, dear devotees, have a wonderful week. Keep in touch, and we'll see you close to Govardhan Puja next week. Dandavat, Dandavat. Ashchi, Hari Hari, Govinda Govinda. Tuti.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, we got to go and they're patiently waiting for their class number 3. Here's the teacher. Da, 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 Abhinava Sundar Prabhu. And he tolerated my mridanga playing this morning. Just see. All right, Dandavat, dear devotees. Hari Hari.